Montmartre, near Sacré-Cœur. Tuesday, October the 13th, 1903, 11 p.m. The short, bulky man made his way quickly along the Rue Véron, dragging a toe slightly with each step, across the moist, well-worn cobbles. With each step his ankle ached, a wound from the war, aggravated by the cold Paris night. He walked close on the heels of a tall, thin figure, who guided him. Where? He did not know precisely. In the distance, two cats hissed their amorous intentions, and music blared from a cabaret. The darkness increased as they ascended the steep road, their way lighted only by the dim glow of the street lamp at a distant corner. Their shadows lengthened as they walked, distorted by an icy fog that hung in the narrow streets. The guide motioned the stout man into a narrow alley and then departed. Midway in the dark path, a cloaked man, wearing a broad-brimmed fedora, stood at the back of a waiting coach, his gloved hands tucked under his arms, his mouth and neck wrapped in a silk muffler, as protection against the cold. "Is it done?" he asked. "Sure, and quick too." "And the fat man?" "He was in the other room. No problem with him," the stout man snapped, annoyed at the interrogation. "How did it happen?" "You mean you wants to know how I done it?" "Yes." "I could see her out the peephole, standing with her back to me. I stepped out, covered her mouth with me hand, and pushed me knife through her neck with the other. Clean as you please. Hardly a sound. A nice piece of work." "And you were unseen?" "Hell, yes. Out the window and gone, before any knew I were there. Now I wants me money and me ticket." He reached a stubby hand into his coat pocket, drew out a small flask, and downed a generous gulp, then wiped his mouth on his sleeve. "Here's your money, and a ticket from Paris-Lyon. See that you leave in the morning," said the cloaked man, and handed him an envelope. The bulky man thumbed through the bills, slowly counted them, and then looked up, a wolfish grin on his face. "I wants twice what I was promised, and I'll use the ticket when I gets the money." An icy gust swept suddenly through the alley, scattering debris before it. "That sounds very much like a threat. Hear it as you like. I wants more money. I'll not return until you pay it. You need me to return, so you have no choice. This is too little for the job. I didn't know how important it was, or I'd have demanded more from the start, don't you see? Now you must pay more." He smiled, and his dirty unshaven face opened wide, showing a mouth full of rotten teeth. The cloaked figure drew a wallet from his pocket and handed several 100-franc notes to the short man. "That'll do for now. I'll meet you at the cemetery tomorrow evening, and we'll talk about more money." "That's all you'll get. Take it and use the ticket." The squat man grabbed the other by both lapels, and with his lower lip protruding, snarled, "You can't bargain with me, and you can't threaten me. Be at the cemetery, and be ready to pay more if you wants to be rid of me. Otherwise, I stays right here till I gets it." "You needn't get so rough, my friend," the cloaked man answered, removing the stubby hands from his chest. "As you say, at the cemetery, and we'll settle accounts." The stout man turned to leave, while counting his additional money. But in the next instant, the cloaked figure drew from his cane a long, thin blade. The squat man gave a muffled groan as the blade pierced his heart and exited his chest, then crumpled forward in a heap. "Yes, the cemetery for you, my fat friend. And our accounts are now settled." Gathering up the envelope and notes, the cloaked man at first thought to load his victim in the coach, but the sound of someone in the nearby street convinced him to leave quickly. "Whip up! Quick! Whip up!"
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it. at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.